All right, let's get this party started. Turn on my computer and get on my bike. Oh, and you might want to put some tension on your trainer to make it work. If you don't, it's going to be too easy of a workout. So this is also a good time to consider if you're using a trainer that has tension like that, make sure you're taking the tension off after you are done with your workout. The reason for doing that is because it will help keep the rear tire kind of in a good place so that it doesn't wear as fast as it would. And it's also better for the trainer not be sitting on that tight wheel for all the time between when you do the workout and when you come back. So keep that in mind for the future. If you're using a resistant trainer, that is the best thing to do, is to make sure you just take that wheel off, take the resistance off from the back. If for some reason somebody is not muted, if you could mute yourself, I'm hearing just a little bit of noise. So if you can see if you have your mute on, that would be great. If you don't, if you could mute yourself, that would help. All right. We got our full water bottle, fan, towel. You should be in a nice, easy gear right now. Probably in your small ring, all the way to the top of your cassette. We're going to just do like a 5-minute warm up just to keep the legs moving, get the body going. And then I call this workout system check, because we're going to hit every potential system that you can think of during this workout. We're going to do some sprints. We're going to do some climbing. We're going to do some one-legged drills. We're going to do some kind of like an interval set. We're going to do a cadence kind of ladder. We're going to hit everything in this workout. So I want you to keep in mind, as I will say and continue to say, do this at the level that you are at currently. Don't try to go harder than you need to. If you need to back it down, then back it down. If you want to go super hard, go super hard. So nobody's judging you. We're all in our own space. We all have our own fitness levels. So keep that in mind as you go through this one, because there will be some challenging things that we will do in this workout. I'll mention some of the things that you can modify along the way to make sure that you can get through the efforts that we're doing, especially if you haven't been on your trainer in a while and you're just getting back into spinning the legs, getting in a good workout. All right, so how are we going to start this? Tonight we are going to start this with our typical 5-minute of getting warmed up. It's going to be 2-minute efforts with a minute in between. And I'm going to walk you through and guide you through it as I do it. But it's going to be a 1-minute effort with a 30-second after it, then 20, then 10. And you'll see what we do with each one of these. So in about 45 seconds, we're going to start with, remember your gearing. At the top of your cassette, you probably have a 25 or a 28. That's the number of teeth. Every time you shift, that number will get less. So if you have a 25 at the top, your next gear is a 23, then a 21, possibly a 19, then an 18 or a 17, 16 or a 15, 14, 13, 12, maybe even 11, depending on what kind of cassette you have on your bike. So I'll mention those gears. So to get this started, you're going to stay in your small ring. You're going to shift 5 gears harder. So go ahead and shift down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go for a minute. Give me the highest cadence you can hold. You're probably going to be somewhere between 75 and 85. Be realistic with what you have. Remember that your left shifter, you have 2 rings in the front. Shift between your big ring and your small ring. At the end of this minute, we're going to shift into our big ring and down 1 harder gear. I'll tell you when to go there. If the legs are burning, that's what we want. Find your big ring, 1 gear harder. Cadence gets a little slower. That's okay. That's what we're looking for. 30 seconds here total. 2 easier gears. 1, 2. Pick up your cadence. Feel yourself starting to breathe a little. Stand it up. Last 10 seconds. Oh, yeah. Sitting back down. Small ring. 1 minute easy. Take a drink if you need it. So we're going to do that again. So we're looking to warm up not just the legs, the lungs, the heart, the blood moving through your body. Everything's going to get warmed up. That lactic acid probably more than likely came to the surface in that first 2-minute set. Hopefully the gearing worked for you. Go for the same thing when we start this next one. So go ahead, 5 gears down, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna give me 1 minute. And a nice high cadence, as high as you can hold it. You might find your legs already loosened up. You might be holding a higher cadence than you held previously. That's good. Remember, you need to use your core to help the legs. So feel your core. Engage while you're doing this. When I count it down, you're going to go 2 harder gears. And into your big ring. 3, 2, 1. Big ring. 2 harder gears. Yep. That's not very fun. Stay with it. 2 easier gears. 1, 2, let's go. Pick up the cadence. "20 seconds. The last 10 out of the saddle. 3, 2, standing up. Let's go. Three, two, one. Back down to your small ring. Easy gear, take a drink. Woo! That got the heart going. You're gonna need to turn on your fan now if you didn't do that. You're gonna get nice 2 minutes. So remember, I'm giving you decent recovery for each one of these efforts tonight because you need it, because they are a little on the upper end of your heart rate zones. So you need to keep the recovery significant so you can make it through the whole workout. So in between, keep it at a cadence that's comfortable for you. For me, I just automatically fall into 90 in my easiest gear. That's because that's what my legs like the best. So they just naturally go there. If you can hold that, great. If you can't, just stay where you need to get as a recovery, those in-betweens. All right, so here's where it starts to get a little tough on you. We're going to do a 5-minute effort where you are going to stand for 10 seconds and sit for 10 seconds. Now I'm going to give you a gear that has enough resistance when you're standing, but it's going to make it a little tough on you in the seated position. So know that your cadence won't be high when you're seated. That's okay. This is about building a little bit of strength now. So find your big ring and go down again. 6 gears this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can shift up 1 easier if you feel like that's too much when you're seated. We want to give you a good resistance. Here we go. It's 10 up, 10 down. 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Remember, hands are in the hoods. Chest is nice and open. Sitting back down. Hips should be over your ankles. And you should feel that little bit standing up. Little bit of saddle in between your legs. Nice bend in your elbows. Sitting down. This one feels kind of miserable at first. But then you start to settle in. Up. Keep your head up. I'm a timekeeper. Hand down. So you don't need to worry about looking at your computer. And up. And down. The other thing to think about when you're out on the road, how and when you look at your computer. Up. And down. You don't want to be staring at your computer. You're in a ton of traffic. You want to be paying attention to the traffic. Up. And down. Also, if you're in a group setting, You're in a pace line. Up. Pay attention to what you're doing in that pace line. And down. But when you're second in line, look at your computer. See what speed you're going. So you don't pick it up. Up. When it's your turn in the front, it'll be a smooth transition. Down. Up. Pace lines are meant to be a teamwork event, not a drop your friends event. Down. Everybody knows who's strong in a group. Up. 3 minutes down. Come on, you got 2 more minutes of this. Down. Up. And down. Feeling our workout for Monday, guys. A little bit of legs that day. Up. Almost to the minute mark. Down. Last minute. Up. And down. It should be a smooth transition from being seated to standing. Up. And don't flop down into the saddle. When you sit back, down. Control it. Up. Last time up. Down. Good 2 minutes coming your way. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Back up to the top. Take a drink. All right. Good. The legs should be really warmed up now. So we're going to do a few 15-second sprints. So I have you being in your big ring, and I want you to pick a gear that allows you to feel like your cadence is higher than lower. So I don't want you sprinting at like 50. I want you sprinting somewhere between 80 and 90 plus. So you're going to be in your drops when we do these. So down in your drops kind of changes the way things work. It makes your glutes work a little harder. Makes your hamstrings work a little harder. And because you're kind of cutting off or pulling those muscles to their extreme, it makes it a little harder to get that leverage that you typically get when you're sitting up on the top or the deck, as I call it. So they're only going to be 15 seconds, and you'll get a nice 45 in between each just to recover. So here's where you can build each one. You can go hard for all of them. Or you can go hard, easy, hard, easy, hard, easy, depending on how you want to do it. So go ahead, hit your big ring. Get in a gear you think you might want for the first one. You can always change for the next 4. Down in your drops. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. If you have power or speed, look at your numbers. Try to match those. 3, 2, 1. So you can either go up to an easy gear, leave it in your big ring, or you can go down to your small ring and an easy gear. So 45 easy. Hopefully you found the right gear. If you have power, maximum power is what we're looking for. If I were you, every 5 seconds I would build it. Don't bust out of the gate too hard. I can give you every 5 just to help you. All right, find that gear. 3, 2, let's go. 5, 10, 15. Make it easy. Now, surprisingly, you may be feeling this in your calf muscles, because actually they do engage during the sprinting process. So you might be feeling those tomorrow. Ten seconds till we start. Find your gear. Down in your drops. 3, 2, let's go. Three, 2, 1. Easy gear. 3 down. 2 more. Woo! Feel the heart rate spiking now. We haven't done a workout like this season at all. So it's a challenging one. All right, 10 seconds. Find that gear. Down in your drops. 3, 2. Let's go. Get that power. Get that speed. 3, 2, 1. One more to go. See lots of grimaces on people's faces. Yeah. He's hurt. That's why not everybody is a sprinter. You got to suffer to be a sprinter. All right, find your gear. Down in your drops. 3, 2, last one. Come on, stay with it. Nice and steady. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear, but stay in your big ring. Finish out the minute. I think you're pulling out the towel by now. Almost done. And you get a nice break. Remember, if you're in your big ring, at the top of your cassette, give it a few shifts harder before you shift to your small ring. Go ahead and go there. Small ring, then shift back up to the top. Woo! Take a drink. Good one. That was a good one. All right. Now, we've done some one-legged drills in some of our previous workouts, but they've been of short time frames. Today, we're going to work towards a minute in each leg. So, finding that perfect gear is what this is all about. It can't be too light because then you're never going to be able to pull it up and over the top. Can't be too heavy because then you're just going to waste yourself. So I would say somewhere around your small ring, maybe 18, or your big ring, maybe 21, depending on what gear you wish to be in. So we'll do 1 minute on each leg, 3 times. So total of 6 minutes, 3 times on each leg. So your only recovery is when you switch legs. Obviously, that's the recovery. Remember, take that foot, put it on the back of the trainer with your toe. Either hook it over the trainer. If you're on a smart trainer, then you can put your foot kind of back towards the trainer itself. Just don't hit yourself in the shin with your own pedal, because that don't feel too good. All right. Find that gear, whatever you think you want to be in. You can change for each one if you need to. 1 minute, clipping out of the left, right leg only. Let's go. Now, you don't have to go fast here. This is about feeling the circular motion of the pedal stroke. So your hip flexor is really engaged. If you're pulling up, you're going to feel that on the top of your thigh. And again, that calf muscle is really engaged for this. Now, if you pick too easy of a gear, right now is where you're going to start to feel maybe you pick too easy of a gear. If you shift down one harder gear, it might help you to slow that cadence down and be able to push and pull. Not so much on the push side, but more on the pull side. The last couple seconds, we're almost there. Go ahead and switch. Switch feet, flip out of the right, left leg only. Do your best to keep your hips even. Try not to twist your torso. So make it feel as if you're pedaling with both legs. Hands should be on your deck. And you might feel a little bit of extra pressure on your hands just because you're only pedaling with one foot. So this makes it tough to find that balance because your other leg isn't in the pedal. Almost there. Come on, keep it going. Discover which leg is weakest. You definitely will have one leg stronger than the other. 3, 2, go ahead and switch. Flip in, take a couple pedal strokes, and then flip out. All right, second time. Second time, you might have picked better gear. The leg might be saying, okay, I got this. If you feel like you're getting too much strain in your thigh, and go ahead and clip back in and pedal with both legs. We don't want you straining any muscles by doing this, because this is a long period of time to do a one-legged drill. It's all about safety. This is when you don't want to get hurt. Almost there. 5 to go. 3, 2, go ahead and switch. Take a few pedal strokes. It'll feel so nice. Flip out. Left leg number 2. Good to look down at your leg and see how it's pedaling. Are you keeping your foot flat? Is it a nice, even motion? If you're on a kinetic trainer, you can hear the wheel. If it's making a little clicking sound, which I'll try to make for you to hear that sound, that means you're just not pulling it up and over the top of the pedal. 3, 2, go ahead and put your right leg back in and flip out. Last time on the right leg. Last time. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be so happy to be done with this one. Everybody hates one-legged drills. They are so good. It makes you really kind of slow down and think about your pedal stroke. Plus, it's building so much strength. Now, the last 15 seconds of this one is really where you're going to feel it. Find that comfortable place. Allow it to come up and around. You'll feel it in your glute. 3, 2, switch in. Pedaling it out. Last time on the left leg. Here we go. Now, I should have mentioned this earlier, but if you're really struggling, you can keep both legs in and just think about pedaling with the dominant leg that we're indicating. That actually works. Mind over matter on that one. Last time. Hang on till the end. Come on now. Feeling it in the hips. Feeling it in the thigh. 5 to go. 3, 2, 1. Woo-wee. Easy gear. Spin that out. So for this one, actually spin your legs at a pretty decent cadence for in between, because we want to kind of get that blood flowing again in there, get a better sense of what the legs are going to be up against next. We're going to help it too with the next effort. The next effort is going to be a cadence build. So you're going to start at 90. Every 10 seconds for 30 seconds, you're going to increase that cadence. And then you'll get 30 seconds of relatively easy in between each effort. We're going to do that for 4 minutes. That's just to bring the legs back to life so they can get ready for the second half of this workout. All right, so here's how it's going to go. I want you to be in your big ring and an easy gear. What we're going to do is, as I said, you're going to start at 90, move to 95, move to 100, We'll do 105 or even 110. And then you'll get 30 seconds easy. So find your big ring. You might even stay in the gear that you're currently in. That's okay. Hold the cadences. Don't go higher. 90, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hold 90. 95. 100 or 100 plus. Whatever you can make happen. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Nice and easy. Go to 80. Just enough to get the legs spun out. Take a drink if you need it. Now, the other key to this is to hold the cadence that I'm suggesting. All right, here we go. 90. Being patient. 95. 100. You're following my legs? I'm dead on to those. And easy. All right, you feel the leg spin. Bring that cadence down now so you can recover 2 more sets of these. All right, here we go. 90. 95. Take control in your upper body. That's where your core comes in. 100 or 95, 100, 110. And easy. You got 1 more to do. All right, last one. 90. 95. 100 plus. Stay in the gear. Just bring down the effort. All right, shift a few gears harder to your small ring, up to that easy gear. Take a drink. All right. Now here comes the hard part. What? I thought all of this was hard. Okay. We're going to do 2 4-minute efforts, muscle tension, low cadence, working it like you're climbing up a hill. So while we're doing that, I have some some things to make you laugh while you're doing those 2 4-minute efforts. So I want you to find a big ring, somewhere where your cadence is 55 at the most. Big ring in that. If that gets to be a little too much, you are more than welcome to shift to an easier gear. We want 4 minutes, big ring. Let's go. Find that gear. Bring the cadence low. This is where we want to really work on using every part of the pedal stroke. Feeling yourself kind of sitting up tall so that you can open your chest up and allow your body to sit on top of your saddle. If you sit up and bring your hips in a little bit, then get to your bars. That'll put you right where you need to be. You're hitting 60 cadence. Give yourself one harder gear. So I found this list. I might have used this before, but I thought some of these were pretty funny. So these are teachers and students. The first one, the teacher says to the kid, "How old is your father?" The kid says, "He's 6 years old." Teacher says, "What? How is this possible?" "Well, he became father only when I was born." Get it? That's a pretty bad one. All right. The teacher says to Maria, "Go to the map and find North America." Maria says, "Here it is." Teacher says, "Correct. Now, class, who discovered America?" In harmony, they say, "Maria." All right, 2 minutes in. Stick with it. Okay, teacher says, "Glenn, how do you spell crocodile?" Glenn says, Krokodile. Teacher says, "Nope, that's wrong." Glenn says, "Maybe it's wrong, but you asked me how I spell it." Another good one. All right. 3 minutes in. Last minute. Focus on it. Only the legs are moving. Use that core. Tighten it up. That's what helps the legs move. If you need to sit up, find your place on the saddle, and get back down into your bars. It's a good way to reset. Feel the muscles getting stronger with every pedal stroke. 15 to go. Three, two, one. Small ring, easy gear. Spin it out. 1 minute spin. And we're going to do one last 4-minute effort. And we'll cool it down. Call it a night. Take a drink in between. Who's almost done with their water? All right, so for the next one, If you found the right gear, go right back to it. If your legs are feeling a little wasted, maybe a little easier. If you feel like you want to challenge yourself, go a little harder. Or mix it up. It's a 4-minute effort. You can give yourself a different gear for every minute if you wish. I'll give you a minute mark every time. All right, find your big ring. Find that gear, whatever one you select. I'll give you three more kid jokes. Keep you honest. Makes them go by faster when I keep talking all the gibberish. And again, if you're hitting 60, give yourself a harder gear. This isn't supposed to be a spin. This is supposed to be a low cadence, working on strength. That first minute down. All right. The teacher says to Earl, Earl, what is the chemical formula for water? Earl says, HIJKLMNO. What are you talking about? Yesterday, you said it was H2O. Ah, nice one. Good one, Earl. You're smarter than that, teacher. All right. Teacher says, Jane, your composition on my dog is exactly the same as your brother's. Did you copy this? No, sir. It's the same dog. That's a pretty good one. All right. Last one. Teacher says to Leslie, what do you call a person who keeps on talking when people are no longer interested? And Leslie would say this. Leslie said back to the teacher, a teacher. Teachers have so much knowledge. So those are your kid jokes for today. More interesting facts to come in the future. Almost to 3 minutes. Timed that perfect. Just one more minute to go. Timed that perfectly. Again, feel that core. Relax those shoulders and the arms. This is when it gets tough. But this is when it counts right here. Good, solid. Last 20 seconds. Come on now. Don't stop pedaling. Stick with it. Feel the strength. Just oozing out of your legs. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Spin this out. Get in a nice, give you a minute or two, and then we'll spin it out even more. Take a drink. Start to finish that bottle. By the time we're done with the cool down, should have the entire bottle consumed. Our next door neighbors had these giant icicles hanging off the side of their house. And these things were humongous. I kept saying to Randy, I'm like, I think they have something wrong with their roof. It's not draining properly. And we're like, yeah, because there's so much snow up there. And today, during the day, that giant icicle hit the driveway. And oh my God, it just shattered into thousands of pieces. It was crazy how big it was just laying there on the ground, all broken up. Been an interesting winter, but I love it. I love that we've gotten some snow and cold. The earth needed it. Hopefully it can replenish some of our water shortages that we have. I don't know if you guys know the big reservoir that sits on 287. That's always my gauge of where we are in the water world. That thing over the summer was like multiple islands out there. You could see everything, and there was no water. So hopefully this will help bring some of that back. All right, shift one or two easier gears from where you are. I want you to pedal, and we've done this before. I want you to pedal without feeling your legs, putting any effort into it. So it's almost like you're on a spin bike, and the 50-pound flywheel is pulling your legs around. So just allow it to spin without effort. This is another good way to recover, especially from those hard, low cadence muscle tension sessions that we did at the end. So feel your legs just start to relax. You should stop sweating or slowing down the sweating process. Your heart rate should be coming down if you have on a heart rate monitor. Just allow this to spin out. We're going to make one more shift. And then you can even lighten your feet up even more, because you'll have the ability to spin the legs. All right, go ahead and shift to one easier gear. Don't shift the wrong way. Easier, not harder. Keep those legs feeling. If you feel any kind of muscle engagement, back it down. Turn the cadence down a little bit. Just work on focusing on keeping the legs spinning without any effort. That was a good one. That was a good challenging workout of all levels. We did a little bit of cadence work, a little bit of sprint work, a little bit of low cadence work, some ladders. We got everything in that we could to work on every, as they say, energy system. So this far this year, we've done strictly cadence work, strictly low gearing work. We did some endurance work. Now we mixed it up a little bit. So we'll keep doing that. Keep working on all the different aspects. Keep you honest during the winter. Get you ready for the spring. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have noticed the sun is here longer. I think it was like 5:20 the other day, and it was just starting to get dusk, and it was great. I was like, yeah, bring it on. Love it when our days get longer. All right, we're gonna go 30 more seconds. Then we will call it a night. Hopefully by now the legs start feeling like they're coming back to life. If you're sitting in a cold room, you might feel yourself wanting to put your sweatshirt back on. Fortunately, this room that I do these sessions in, the heat's not so great in here, so it is the perfect environment. So it's cool when I start, but I do turn the ceiling fan on, so that helps. All right. Great job, guys. It's always fun. Wednesday night, the place to be. Woo!